Welcome to day 9 of our brooding. Our chickens are getting bigger and bolder. You can see they are freely climbing the trough feeder now. Okay, so what it does also show is that this trough feeder they have passed the age for using the trough. So we are going to be doing a lot of changes today. We look at the litter. This is a litter. The litter is dry. We look at the litter. You can see how dry it is. It's not sticky. So with the litter not being sticky, it means we can still let the litter stand for a few more days, but let's keep our eyes on the litter because this could lead to spoilage of the. Then the other thing we have to do today, we are not running a nightclub. We have to stop giving them light 24 hours. They will need 15 hours of light, which is to say that by the time everywhere starts getting dark, we give them 12 hours of light, we can give them extra 3 hours. So that's adding 3 hours to 6 p.m. That will be giving us 9 p.m. But remember, darkness starts around 6:30, 7, depending on the part of the world you are. So for us here, it starts around 6:30 to 7. So we add 3 hours more, that will give us 15. Then from today, after today, giving them light for 15 hours every day, we reduce by 1 hour until they're fully adjusted to 12 hours of lighting. The essence of light is to give them time to rest, to also boost their immunity. When you sleep, your immunity is enhanced. So that's what we are going to do. We are going to start boosting their immunity by reducing light. Not necessarily by medication. This physiologic management, body system management helps them to boost immunity, sustainable immunity more than medicines. So that's one trick and a mistake most people do. They rely on drugs. The other thing that we need to introduce today is exercise. Exercise is another way of boosting immunity and increasing general body health for our stock. So how we make them exercise, one way we can do this is by raising the feeders significantly off the floor. That way they have to stand to eat and not on their legs to eat. You can see the broiler place. You see, so if we leave them this way, they get very lazy, very big, and finally crippled, and they start dying. Okay, so we need all the birds here to be healthy, to fully exercise, so we need to raise the feeders all round. We also, another way we can make them exercise is by introducing veggies, for them to peck. And we'll have to hold on a bit, let their immunity grow, because some veggies might not be sterile enough for them to eat, and that could also introduce infection. So at this baby stage, we just want to let them be with reduction of lighting, okay, as well as raising the feeders to make them exercise. But the challenge here with raising feeders significantly is also because we are breeding two birds together, and that's which are fast growing. The height difference may count at this stage, so we just have to paying attention to the pullets. Okay, so those are the things we'll do today. At this time, they drink fast. You have to pay attention to your drinkers, and this is also the time to add extra drinkers because their consumption is higher. We can see this drinker here is already dried out. You can see this drinker over here still has water. That drinker has water, and this drinker here as well is dried. So you have to pay attention because some drinkers may still have water, but they patronize a particular drinker more. So what it could mean is that some that due to territorial nature of birds cannot access those drinkers there's water will not want to go there, because the socialization system of birds also shows that they have territorial authority. So certain birds would go to a particular drinker, others may not go to that drinker. So you have them patronizing, more birds patronizing a drinker, and that drinker runs dry. Cans are full and nobody patronizing, and yet they are releasing water. So you have to pay attention to this socialization system and try to up water regularly. And when you change water, please try and change water all through the house, irrespective of whether the drinkers are full or empty. Just change water. That way you are bringing cold water. It's good to change water several times a day in order that they have fresh supply of water, knowing that their body heat is rising due to their growth, so they will need fresh water. And at this time, I don't usually give heat, okay? But you should pay attention to the weather, unless the weather is very chilly, very cold, before you ever think of giving heat from this age, because heat can be more damaging. You are producing a lot of heat. So what you can do to control heat at this time is your windows or the openings you have. If it is too cold, you can close the openings. If it is too hot, you open them up. Since the 6th day, we have had the windows open, and we'll keep them open because they are generating heat. And also is to review if there are medications that they should take today, and make sure they get the medications. So the first thing in the morning is do a walk around like we usually do, to see if there are sick birds, if there are challenges in the flock. That way you see when you walk around, birds that are not moving at all in house, and you also watch out for their poop. Wet poop is a flag that there's something. Wet poop also means that there's a problem, so you watch out for that problem. You can see this bird now finding it difficult to move. Could be due to lack of exercise. Could also be due to calcium and vitamin C. It could help boost their immunity, at the same time give them support. Calcium usually requires more calcium or calcium supplementation. So we go with the rest of the routine for the day. Give them water and give them their feed. We need to add medicines like calcium and vitamin C and some other medicine that are on the chart. Would also do that.